And rounding out the lineup, the playmaking all-hybrid Camry. For more, visit Toyota.com or your local dealer. Toyota, let's go places.
It's been well over 100 years since Abner Doubleday invented the game that would become America's pastime. About that same time in Milwaukee, a young Frederick Usinger was perfecting some old world sausage recipes. Now, nearly 150 years later, both are still going strong. Some things are just too good to tinker with. The perfect game and the ideal food to go with it. This summer, enjoy America's best, Usingers and baseball. It's just not summer without them.
Who's looking for a better deal? Well, Cousin Sub's $10 meal deals just got better. Available online only. Order your 7.5-inch meal deal today and upgrade it with a large fountain beverage, large fry, regular shake, or regular Wisconsin cheese curds. Prices vary by item from $1 to $2 a piece. Make it better and make it your own way. Now that's a better deal. For further details or to order, go to cousinsubs.com or on the mobile app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better. Available online at participating locations only. Offers subject to change without notice.
Truck drivers, are you tired of an outdated truck hurting your paychecks? At Schneider, we add new trucks to our fleet every year to keep drivers moving and racking up the miles. Our easy-to-use technology is designed to keep you safe and comfortable while also boosting your income potential. So, are you ready to get behind the wheel of a more reliable ride? Find jobs near you and apply now at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Covering the Crew all season long on WTMJ, it's Brewers Extra Innings. Now live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee at the Avenue. Here is your host, Dominic Cotroneo.
That's more like it. Winning is fun. And winning with Grand Slams is even more fun. 11-3, the final today over the Giants. Good vibes. Good game. Jose Quintana's on the Brewers side now. Whew. This is nice. Christian Yelich, good game. Bryce Terang, second career 4-hit game. Brewers have a lot of good things going for them right now. I know it was all doom and gloom yesterday. We told you to shake it off and see what happens today, and boom, this 4-game series is level at a game apiece. Craig Kashan is going to join us in just a little bit, but as we always do, let's start things off with a highlight recap.
Ready for this? This?
One of the catches of the year!
And this?
It is done!
Time for tonight's highlights.
Jordan Hicks, former Cardinals reliever, now starter with the Giants, going up against Jose Quintana. This one was scoreless in the first two frames, but the Brewers had some traffic in the first two innings against Hicks, then finally were able to break through in a big third inning. In that one, it all started with a double down the right field line by Caleb Durbin. Then Bryce Terang singled through the left side. They held Durbin, runners on first and third. Churia would bounce into a fielder's choice, but it was the first run batted in. He would beat out the potential double play ball because the only play was to second base. So now, man on first, one run already in, and the merry-go-round began. Yelich bloops a double down the left field line, and William Contreras cashes it all in.
Big RBI opportunity, the pitch. Swinging a ground ball past the drawn in infield left side, base hit. Rounding third comes the second runner. Yelich scores right behind Churio. It's a 2-run single. William Contreras. Brewers have 3 across in the third and have a 3-0 lead in San Fran.
Josh Mauer's call, so they break the ice. However, the Giants did respond in the bottom of the third, avoiding the shutdown inning. A leadoff double by David Villar eventually came in to score on an RBI single, a broken bat flare by Tyler Fitzgerald, but Quintana left it there. Then both pitchers found their groove in the fourth and fifth innings. Nothing scored there. Then the floodgates opened in the sixth. It all began with an infield single on the first pitch of the inning by Jake Bauers. Then Vinny Capper reached on originally called out video review. Foot was off the bag by VR at first base. That's an E6 throwing error by Willie Adames. You got runners on first and second. Then a ball gets away. Wild pitch down to first. Oh my gosh, everyone get running.
Mitchell laid off a splitter again down in the dirt. And now the throw back behind Capper at first goes into right field. Bauers had already gone to third. He scrambles home. Capra on his way to second. The ball was in the dirt. It got away from Bailey, but not that far. And Bowers had made a good dirt ball read, so he took off for third. And Capra was off the bag at first, so Bailey threw to first and threw it into right field. And the Brewers have played it a run. It's 4-1.
There's Lane Grindle on the call. Then, ultimately, Hicks' last batter would walk Garrett Mitchell, who was at the plate for all of that. Durbin would be retired on the first batter that Lou Trevino faced. Then it was the top of the order and Bryce Terang.
Brings home the 1-2 to Terang. It's a ground ball right side under the glove of VR and into right field. Capra's around third. He's going to score. On his way to third goes Mitchell. Bryce Terang with his third hit of the night. It's an RBI single, and the Brewers lead it 5-1.
Then on a 2-2 pitch, Jackson Chourio gets hit by a pitch to keep the inning moving along with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. The base is loaded. The DH tonight, Christian Yelich.
2-2 pitch. Fly ball, center field, deep, back at the track. Gone! Christian Yelich, a grand slam. And this game is broken open in the sixth. His fifth home run of the season, the fifth grand slam of his career. And the Brewers lead it 9-1 here in San Francisco.
That puts him in a tie for second most grand slams in Brewers franchise history, chasing the great 8, Ryan Braun, who had 8 of them himself. Brewers weren't done in the inning, though, with 2 outs. Sal Frelick drew a walk, extending his on-base streak. And then the cherry on top, the guy who led off the inning, putting a big old exclamation mark on the end of it.
Pitch to Bowers is a fly ball right center field. Lee back, track, wall, bye-bye baseball. An exclamation point in San Francisco from Jake Bowers. A 2-run blast. It is 11-1 Crew.
That whole sixth inning is brought to you by Surfside as the play of the game. A proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside iced tea and vodka and Surfside lemonade and vodka paired perfectly with the day at the ballpark. Stocked at American Family Field all season long. Eventually, the final score was 11-3. A couple garbage time run scores late in the game, but Jose Quintana, 6 strong, only allows 1 earned run. His ERA is under 1. The Brewers level the series at a game apiece. 11-3, the final score. 18 hits today for the Crew. Let's break it all down coming up next. 855-616-1620 is the phone number. 855-616-1620 on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Brewers baseball is here. Time to pick your Brewers games and get back to the ballpark for tailgate traditions and walk-off wins. Don't miss any of the big games or the superstars. And come back for the best giveaways. Where else would you want to be? Brewers tickets for the 2025 season are on sale now. That's every game, all summer long. Get on board for the show today. Grab your seats at brewers.com/ticket finder.
Meet Alan, who was diagnosed with sleep apnea.
I was what they call a mouth breather, and I would breathe at night with my mouth open.
And for about 8 years, Alan struggled with a CPAP machine. And then
I saw the Advent commercial, and I thought, well, what do you got to lose? This machine is miserable.
For most people, CPAP machines are miserable, but a simple breathing triangle solution from Advent can be life-changing.
And it really was, to me it was amazing, because I don't think I ever breathed that clear.
This is Dr. Madan Kiandula. After having one of Advent's simple breathing triangle procedures, people are amazed at how freely and clearly they can breathe.
I'm happy with the procedure. I'm very glad I did it. I wish I would have done it 20 years ago. I could have avoided that machine I had to have laying next to the bed with the hose wrapped around my head.
Schedule your appointment at AdventKnows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
No shortcuts, no compromises, just the job done right. At Exterior Pros, we don't just meet expectations, we crush them. Every nail, every window, every shingle is a step toward your home's next chapter. From the moment we start until that final reveal, we're committed to making your home better than ever. Quality products and craftsmanship you can count on. Go to the pros for your next project. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
11-3 level, a game apiece. 2 more games to go. We got an opening day starter matchup tomorrow. Series is going to be really fun to stay up late for. We're past midnight here into Wednesday, April 23rd. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Craig Kishon is with us as well. Get you a team that can do both, right, Craig? They steal 9 bases on Sunday and win in dominant fashion that way. Today, they used long ball, most notably a grand slam from the captain, also some quality pitching. I mean, all of this comes back to say this team's still very, very good. It's April 23rd now, and with everything going on, they're 13-11, they're in the hunt, and they're playing quality Brewer baseball. In my eyes, this is exactly what it's supposed to look like. Now, 11 runs is a lot, but this is similar to the blueprint that we envisioned in spring training.
Yeah, I mean, they're still kind of riding a roller coaster a little bit in some of these wins versus some of these losses, and playing clean ball games on a more consistent basis. But I think the one, my one takeaway out of this game tonight is just that I really felt like Jose Quintana was going to be, a stabilizing force coming in to this game compared to what we experienced and saw in yesterday's ball game. And I think that's what this team needs, more than anything right now, is just to have somebody be able to come in and say, this is how it's done. I'll take the lead on this one. And its pitching tonight certainly did that. And then, Christian Yelich and Jake Bowers, they're guys that have been around enough. We know all about Christian to be able to hit that grand slam and open things up and maybe give these guys a little breathing room, right, to navigate their way through the rest of the game. And that goes right down to the relievers that we saw pitch late in this one who needed some work. So it was good. Depth was there. Vinny Capra got a start. Ortiz sat for the first time, so far in the season, and everybody reached base at least once. So those are good wins to have, especially for you and I who are up here at midnight and after.
We're still talking about it. We're trying to cheer up the rest of Milwaukee after the Bucks loss earlier today. So we're trying to get everybody going. I'm feeling for our producer, Matt Yazel, today, too, who's just been in full sports mode today between Bucks and Brewers right now. But real quick, I think we're going to get a little lost in talking offense today, so I want to put that on the back burner for now. Jose Quintana, we need to keep talking about this because now 3 starts into his Brewers career, he has won all 3 of them as the starting pitcher. Mind you, that's the first time that's happened for a Brewer since CC Sabathia in 2008 to have wins in each of the first 3 starts as a Brewer. And his 0.96 ERA is second best in team history in the first 3 starts. And again, this was a mid-spring training signing that for some reason 29 other teams weren't able to get done before the spring training started. And I will say it again, Pat Murphy, Matt Arnold, Mark Atanasio deserve credit for finally showing up and saying, yes, we want this guy, and now they're paying off on it.
Yeah, and the thing about it too, Dom, is it's not even, to me about the money. I mean, it's not like they couldn't get Jose Quintana in here because he was asking for $20 million this year. At least I don't think so compared to what we know that he took. But, beyond the money, just having this guy come in here and kind of what I was saying before, like, I don't know if we should call him the stabilizer. Should we call him Mr. Efficient? Should we call him the pacemaker? I don't know, but he fits the bill on just about any of those. I really don't remember a guy coming in here that has just been somebody that comes in and just does it, just pitches his game, is very consistent. It's funny. I was watching that not too long ago, the film that they put together on the 82 Brewers. And I remember, as a teenager in high school when Don Sutton came in. Now, I'm not comparing a pennant run like the Brewers went on in 82, the timing of it, but Don Sutton was such a stabilizer for this pitching staff and more so for the franchise. I just really feel like right now Quintana gives me a very similar feeling. And look how decimated this pitching staff was from towards the end of spring training to begin. And Jose wasn't even ready to go to start the regular season either. He's only made 3 starts. They just need this guy so badly on the staff right now. I really hope that this continues all the way through at the end of the year. I don't know why it wouldn't, but I just really have enjoyed watching this guy pitch and his influence.
I think the Brewers deserve even more kudos in that front, too. You mentioned not being ready at the start. I mean, think of last year with Snell and Montgomery taking forever to sign and then ultimately having really cruddy first halves, and then now Montgomery's out for the rest of the year with Tommy John this year. Snell's back on the injured list right now. But the point I'm making is that the Brewers understood, hey, let's make sure we get him right in April. There's no need for him to rush in, even with all of those injuries. Let's make sure he gets a proper build-up. I know he's been working out, but let's take our time with it now so we don't regret this on the back end. And that patience, that restraint, we've seen other teams not have that and then pay the consequence later on in the season. Now, we're 3 starts into this, but at the same time, this is a guy we're watching use a full harness elastic band pullback thing with Christian Correa out there in the bullpen warming up. Got like a whole apparatus going on. Like, the dude knows how to take care of himself. The Brewers trust him as a veteran, and he responds saying, let me trust my body, let me get ready, and boom, he's turned in a sub-1 ERA in 18 innings.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned the, some of the apparatuses that have been creatively designed to help these pitchers get ready for their starts, and perhaps they use those, on their bullpen days in between starts or whatever as well. I'm not sure, but we saw yesterday, Dom, when Quinn Priester was warming up as well before the game. He had a rubber band around his elbow that he was flexing and using. They've used the that orange golf whip as well. Tobias Myers, who's pitching Thursday, and I know some other guys use that as well. Everybody's kind of got their thing, but there's been something physically presented to them to help challenge them and get them ready to go. And it's just creative things like that. We try to show that stuff on our pregame show when these guys are all, getting stretched and getting warm to pitch and stuff. So this stuff's available for all of our viewers and listeners, to see how this all works. So I think it's pretty creative. They're willing to do whatever it takes. And I think that's pretty cool. More so that it seems like every one of these pitchers is willing to do whatever it takes as well. And they certainly trust what Chris Hook and all of his staff is doing to make this staff one of the best that we've seen in a long time from, longevity and year to year.
Yeah, all right, we'll get back to the offense conversation now. Just wanted to make sure we gave Quintana his flowers, even though the Brewers scored 11 runs tonight, because this is off to a great start. It's better than you could have envisioned at this point. And again, tip my cap to the ivory tower, as Pat Murphy calls it. 855-616-1620. Again, 855-616-1620. If you're looking for a banking partner that truly understands your business needs, look no further than Fifth Third Bank. With a local team right, you know how to hit it out of the park every time. For 15 years, they've been serving our community with industry-specific expertise and local decision-making that helps your business thrive. Experience the unique commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association. Member FDIC. More with Craig. I'm Dom. Back after this on WTMJ.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News is here for you, bringing you the latest headlines with John McCure.
It's being reported that Iran and U.S. nuclear talks have led to intelligence that shows that Iran may be 1 to 2 months away.
And diving into the details with Julia Fellow.
The president has an axe to grind because he blames them for the attempted assassination attempt on him.
Tune in to Wisconsin's Afternoon News, where your day's story unfolds. Weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. Only here on WTMJ.
The most common reason pain sufferers come to us is to be able to perform their daily tasks without suffering through them. Grandparents who want to be able to take their grandkids on walks and to the park. or those that just want to be able to get out of their vehicle with more ease than pain. Rejuvenex pain treatments can help, and the sooner you get to calming down that pain, the better it will be. These are powerful, FDA-approved pain treatments precisely administered with an extremely small needle to get to the root of your pain. And before you know it, you'll feel the anti-inflammatory power of Toradol and the cushioning relief of hyaluronic acid. Positive patient results are regularities, not rarities. And we do this conveniently in office, so it's very easy for you. And we're in network with most insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicaid, which could mean zero out-of-pocket costs for your pain relief treatment.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to Rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
CertaPro Painters, transform my house. WTMJ's John Mercure here. It's absolutely beautiful. The pros came out to our house, sat down with my wife Michelle and me, weren't sure what color we wanted. They were able to walk us through specific colors for our house and for our neighborhood. That's just how they roll. For your home or business, it's CertaPro. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. Call right now and ask about their spring sales event going on now through May 15th. They are quite simply absolutely the best. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
All right, plenty of offense to talk about now. I'm Tom Cotroneo with Craig Kashan. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Hey, this text from the 510. Shout out to the Bay Area. Hey, Dom, great day to be a lefty hitter tonight. Gotta love a Yelich bomb to center. Terang doing what he does best, hitting oppo. He is setting up the guys behind him better than anyone in the game right now. How realistic is his productive output in the long run? His quickened bat speed and improved contact rate would say it might be here to stay. Yeah, I mean, Terang goes 4 for 4 with a walk, so he reaches base all 5 times. Second time in his career he's done that. And all of his base hits, Craig, go to the opposite field, and they're all really barreled, too. I sit here still so impressed with Terang, still finding ways to improve now in year 3 as a big leaguer. He calls it grown man strength. I call it a mature approach to appreciate, he's got a sinker at 98 miles an hour. Well, I'll just go with it the other way and get on base. And he gets on base 5 times, doesn't even need to steal a base tonight, too. That's how great the offense was.
Yeah, it really was, and good to see him get an RBI knock in that 6th inning as well, that big 6th inning for Milwaukee, because he has been a producer for this club. He's been a great table setter at the top of the lineup as well. Terang, I remember doing some stories with him over the last several years as he was progressing through the minor leagues, and every step that he took, everybody said, this guy is a shoo-in to be Major League Baseball star. And you just don't know until the guy actually gets here. But certainly he has lived up to that billing. And it's been really fun watching him progress as a major leaguer as well. What he's doing now, he doesn't look anything like he did a year ago. He really doesn't. His offense and his attack and his approach, I mean, it's funny. I think it was it early last week that you and I were on the air wondering when they're going to lift him out of that number 9 hole and just keep him at 1 and 2 from here on out. And it seemed like the next day Murph did that, and he's been up there ever since. And he's right where he needs to be, and delivering tonight with every single at bat. It's just his approach and his mentality and his work ethic is second to none, and should be followed by a lot of his teammates and other guys trying to make it in this league, that's for sure.
When I think about this lineup and how it needs to function, and tonight's a good example of it, when Terang gets on base, I mean, any leadoff hitter that gets on base 5 times, you're going to be excited. But the fact that you look through this scorecard now for the Brewers, right, so that means Chourio has a man on base every single time he came to the plate. That means it's likely that Yeli's going to come up with men on base every single time. And Contreras gets to be the beneficiary. He's got 2 more RBIs tonight, too. His season total continues to increase now. Contreras is up to 15 after his ice-cold first 2 weeks. Heck, Chourio, who's a 1 or 2 hitter, he's got 20 RBIs now, where all this production is weighted to the top half of this lineup. And even yet, your backup first baseman gets in on the party with 3 hits today. Caleb Durbin gets 2 more hits today. And I know there's a few zeros in there, but everybody reached base. And that's Brewers baseball to me. That's 4 for 10 with runners in scoring position. That's a 400 batting average, right? Offensively, putting bat to ball, only struck out 6 times, and maybe what's most impressive about that 6th inning, the only 2 times in that 6th inning did a base runner reach without 2 strikes on a hit, that is. Bowers, both of those were ambushes. Everybody else who reached base came with 2 strikes. That's Brewers baseball to a T.
Well, and the thing, I'll dial in on that, Dom. All great points. I'll dial in a little bit further on this, too, from what we've seen lately. And I'll start with Jake Bauers' home run tonight. He also had another base hit, scored a couple of runs as well. You look at what Rhys Hoskins has been able to do here over the course of just over a week's time and how badly he needed to get going. Jake Bauers the same way. He was 0 for 2 before he got his hits here tonight. And you need production over at first base. And it's great to see them together now doing that, no matter who you're playing. I think over at third base, look what Caleb Durbin has done since he came up. Not scorching red hot, but he did get his first major league home run yesterday, a couple of more hits today, scored another run. He had a double today, so another extra base hit. You need that production from certain spots, and it was lacking over at third. It was kind of lacking at first up until Hoskins got going. And now it's going to be up to Joey Ortiz over at shortstop to get in the act. And maybe just watching here tonight, sometimes that does it for certain players.
Got to talk about the captain as well. Yelich, his 5th career Grand Slam, puts him in some really cool company in Brewers franchise history to have that many Grand Slams in their career. I mentioned it earlier. Braun has 8. That is the franchise record. But Jeremy Brunitz, Cecil Cooper, John Jaha. Those are the other ones with 5 Grand Slams in their career, his first in 3 years. For Yelich, that's 5 homers very quietly this season in 24 games. You extrapolate that out, that's a 25-homer pace, and I think everybody would sign up for that coming off back surgery.
Yeah, you said quiet home runs, too, and he's such a – that's who he is. That's his demeanor. We all know that, and that's the cool thing about Christian Yelich. Tonight, he to me, he had some nice long at bats, and he was cranking out a couple of foul balls before he hit that home run in the 6th inning, the grand slam as well. I don't know. This guy is just so special and so unique. I think, and part of that to me has to do with how we know who Christian Yelich is. He's one of the nicest people out there. He's one of the hardest working people out there. He's one of the most stay in my lane, consistent people I think that I've covered with the Brewers in my time here as well. To me, just who he is as a ball player, he's in that second to none category. And to do what he's done here after missing, basically the second half of last year, and just kind of working his way back during the offseason and had himself a nice spring after he got going and has been awfully consistent here for the most part. He needs to get that batting average up a little bit if we're going to do some nitpicking, but it's going to get there with him.
Of course, and he's still got a 330 plus on base. He's got an OPS that's over 780, and that's with both him and Contreras having ice cold starts to the season. I'm fired up about what we're seeing from those guys. I'm looking at this lineup and this offense that it's starting to churn, and you have to figure when the weather gets warmer and the roof opens up, those numbers will improve as well. And furthermore, I really think that I still believe in Joey Ortiz. I know he's had a rough start to it. He had the bench today. Rhys Hoskins has been a great story. He's striking out less than he ever has. Again, he had the day off today too, but you think, in theory, you get better as the season goes. You get better with experience. And the fact that Jackson Chourio, Sal Frelick, Bryce Terang are among your leading hitters on the team, that bodes pretty darn well for the future with, oh, by the way, Yelich and Hoskins and Contreras adding into this party too.
Yeah, it's such a good mix of the veteran and the young guy mix that, this is what this team is. This is what this franchise is here right now. But now these young guys that you mentioned, they've been in the league now 2-3 years. So here you go. making some room for some of the younger guys, maybe like a Durbin right now. We'll see. And Garrett Mitchell, obviously his big storyline is stay healthy, my friend. Well, he has stayed healthy, and now he's trying to figure out, how to get to that consistent level offensively as well. But good mix here. I mean, there's no reason, to think that this team and what we're seeing right now from these position players in this offense, there's still some improvement yet to get out there. But I think they're going to get well on their way. I agree with you too with the whole warm weather thing, and hey, we'll see what they do in St. Louis this weekend. I see it's supposed to be pretty warm, so maybe we'll see some more pops like that.
I agree. This text from the 262, vintage Yelich in all caps. Very good time. Tomorrow we got a great pitching matchup. Logan Webb, Freddie Peralta. I'll let you get your rest. You can go break down the tape of the Bucks loss as well, but I'll see you late tomorrow night as well, Craig.
All right, sounds good, Dom. See you then.
All right, Craig Kashan here on WTMJ. I mean, the Brewers win 11-3 in blowout fashion. There are still a few questions that linger. The bullpen, middle infield. What are our thoughts on that? That's coming up next here on 620 WTMJ.
Great Midwest Bank has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, a 100% locally owned and managed business technology company. The bank's IT systems administrator, Michael Quizan, comments on the value of local.
We call on them at any point, they're there. We ask them any questions that we have, they're there.
James Imaging Systems, local business technology solutions, local support, local accountability. Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales for the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra.
If an issue does arise, they're very prompt, polite, and professional. It makes me feel empowered because I find it very easy to resolve something.
James Imaging Systems client, Al Leidinger, President of Matheson Manufacturing, summarized the benefit of local.
James Imaging has been a really good partner with us from the beginning.
Go with local. Go with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
With a dedicated Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. For 15 years, we've been serving businesses, organizations, and individuals in the area with a long-standing commitment to the healthcare and not-for-profit sectors. Whether it's expansion to commercial payments, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions to navigate your organization's complex needs. Experience the difference with Fifth Third Bank. National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
April Brewers action rounds out with the matchup against the Tigers and Athletics. Catch the series opener April 14th as the first 10,000 fans get a Brewers t-shirt designed by Unfinished Legacy. Then get Brewers collectibles at back-to-back games against the Athletics. First up, Peanuts Night on April 18th, featuring a Franklin bobble with special tickets. And don't miss a Brewers football jersey for the first 25,000 fans April 19th. Get set for an action-packed April at Brewers.com.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers win big 11-3. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Thanks for joining us here late night, Brewers After Dark. Spring is here. That means warmer weather is on the way. Is your AC ready to keep you cool? Right now at Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, you can get $25 off an AC tune-up, but hurry. This deal's only good through the end of April, so you've only got about a week left or so. Visit cider.com, SEIDER.com, to schedule your appointment today. Back to the text line here. This one from Joseph in New Ulm, Minnesota, out there near Mankato. What a game tonight, but on a more depressing note. Hey, man, why are we getting depressing? What do you think about the future of Vinny Capra? Is it just too small of a sample size, or is it a matter of time before the DFA? Well, Capra gets to start today to give a much-needed breather to Joey Ortiz. And I'm really happy that Capra got on base today, too. I know he didn't get a hit, but he had the walk. He also got robbed on one heck of a play by Matt Chapman because he does that to people. Also, him legging out that poor throw from Adames led to the big rally in the 8-run 6th inning, too. He played fine defense. He was right in the middle of 3 double plays turned tonight for the Crew. He did his job tonight, and he is now the utility infielder, the backup utility infielder on this team. The easiest way to get back onto the team is when you get these opportunities is to hit. Now, I know that's easier said than done, but for now, I don't see a path that he would be DFA'd because of the infield depth, right? I mean, there's no options remaining, so they have to make that decision, right? The decision becomes, do they rather have Andrew Monasterio up in the big leagues for some reason over Vinny Capra? Now, the defense helps. The fact that he can play shortstop helps. And I don't see any reason to move that down. If you're thinking about Blake Perkins on the way back, I mean, I don't like talking about options for guys that are currently on the team, but what it seems to be that picture to be is Isaac Collins, given Collins has really only been playing against lefties, and also Perkins is a center fielder, and he can switch hitter, he can play center against a lefty, give Garrett the day off, that sort of thing. So I wouldn't worry about Capra at this point here. Another question having to do with the back end of the bullpen today, having Hudson and Payamps pitch. Today was a perfect opportunity, especially for Hudson, to try to get back on track. Now, Payamps pitched to one batter yesterday, got through it fine. Now, there was a wacky ninth inning there for Payamps, but still a scoreless ninth inning for Payamps. And he made some good pitches, some broken bats in there too. Happy for him. On the Hudson front, it's the command. I mean, falling behind 3-0 on Jung-Hoo Lee, a lefty, who torches lefties, to be fair. But then walk him ultimately and then hit the next batter, Matt Chapman. I mean, that's the number one source of gray hair in Chris Hook's head, right? I mean, the command is what's going to hold Brian Hudson back right now. And the thing that's working against him, too, again, I don't like talking about guys getting optioned while they're active on the team, but the looming elephant right now is the fact that Tobias Myers needs to be activated on Thursday from the injured list to be put onto the active roster. Now, he's already on the 40-man, so there doesn't need to be a cut or anything like that. But look, Brian Hudson's optionable. Yoel Payamps is not. And he may be thinking, well, why not cut Yoel Payamps? They don't make these decisions until they absolutely have to. This is how you maintain pitching depth. And I also remind you, and I know folks are sick of hearing it, but it's the truth. Payamps also started out slow last season, turned it around in the second half. He's a veteran. The Brewers have this track record of knowing he's a slow starter. I mean, all the way into June, his ERA was 4.0. I mean, even into July, it was as high as 4.68. He gave up 3 runs against the Pirates on July 9th. And then into the second half, that's when things clicked into the right direction for Yoel Payamps. We've talked about it plenty. The rest of the year, his final 30 games, he had a 1.03 ERA despite having a 4.68 in the first 38 games. Maybe the Brewers learn, because they have more depth now with Yoho here, Uribe, Mears, Koenig, and obviously you have McGill. I mean, that's 5 leverage arms that are ahead of Payamps on the depth chart right now. And that can help Payamps get a breather. Even Grant Anderson is ahead of him on that depth chart right now. And they can give Payamps a chance to get a breather, get right, and make sure that he's good to go and fix whatever's wrong with him right now. They will not cut him until absolutely necessary. That's how the Brewers roll. So I wouldn't be frustrated with it. This is how you maintain depth. And it could taste that much sweeter when he does have a great month of June, perhaps, where he allows 1 run over 14 innings. And you're like, okay, that's the Payamps we know. So I know folks are grabbing torches and pitchforks right now for him, but this is how the Brewers operate. They're a patient organization. They're admirable for it because it's hard to do in some cases. But when you look ahead to Thursday, Brian Hudson's optionality is going to hurt him in this case for this week, but maybe some low-stress environments can get him right because the command is just not there right now for Huddy. I'm rooting for it. I really like talking to the guy, but that's something that needs to be fixed for him immediately. And for Payamps, continue to work in these low-stress environments. Try to find something right. Try to figure out what's going wrong with the slider and get himself back on track. He's still going to be important in this first half till the Brewers decide what they need to do. Do they make a trade? Does Mizorowski come up as a reliever? Does Ashby? Does Hall? All that stuff will be addressed probably at the end of May. So there's still about a month to figure all that stuff out. Take a breather. Come back. We're going to hear from Pat Murphy in just a little bit. If there's anyone else staying up late with us, come on in. 855-616-1620. Again, 855-616-1620. Also got results on the Player of the Game poll coming up next on 620 WTMJ.
You only get one chance to make a first impression, and that goes double for your home listing, because that's how you're going to get the most value. By having a customized marketing plan specific to your property with professional photos, global marketing, and the built-in experience that Century 21 Benefit Realty has brought to the table since 2004. And being joined with Century 21 just makes all of the above stand out that much more. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
So how is that possible? 1.9% real estate commission? There must be something you're not telling me.
I hear that a lot. The truth is, everybody could do it, but they choose not to because folks keep paying more than they have to. I guess they just haven't heard yet that Century 21 Benefit Realty can make that 1.9% real estate commission promise on the sale of your home and stick to it. So I'd like to think that's going to make your decision easy. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Trust in your family's comfort at home with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. They're the oldest family-owned HVAC company in southeast Wisconsin. 4 generations of Ciders, and their highly trained technicians provide a one-stop shop for all home and business comfort needs, including an emergency service line that's always live and a 12-year parts and labor warranty on all Daikin products. Get peace of mind by scheduling maintenance today with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. That's SEIDER, cider.com.
Hi, I'm Rose Gray with Fox World Travel, and I'm excited to share that our exclusive guided Alaska land and sea journeys are now available for 2026. We partner with Holland America Line to curate the best and most sought-after experiences to Alaska. We send hundreds of travelers from Wisconsin to Alaska every year, along with experienced Fox tour managers for peace of mind. Don't just picture Alaska, live it. We have limited spots, and these tours are booking fast. Visit Fox World Travel online or call 866 Go Fox Go.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers win. Crazy day in the Central, though. Cubs, Dodgers. Cubs walk it off in 10. I got some blowback on that tweet I had earlier today saying I'm excited for the series next weekend. You want to play the best. You want to see how you stack up. The Cubs are one of the best teams in the National League. That's a fact. And the Brewers can find out if they are with the rest of this series against the Giants, the weekend against the Cardinals, next week against the White Sox. Generate some momentum going into that Cubs series. I'm fired up, man. I think these two teams are good quality teams. And this rivalry is more fun when both teams are good. It may be more stressful for the fans. I understand. But it's good quality baseball when you can get a playoff-like atmosphere in the end of April, first weekend of May. I love that. Sign me up for that. That is circled, that is highlighted, that has been ready to go for a long time coming up. So the Cubs win in 10 over the Dodgers. The Pirates beat the Angels today too, out at the Big A. Also, that was a 9-3 final. Also, the Reds fall again, back-to-back losses to the Marlins on the heels of a big series win. So that one goes 4-3. And the Cardinals beat up on the Braves 10-4. The Braves, man, they're 9-14. Just can't get out of neutral. Now Spencer Strider's back on the injured list because of a hamstring, a freak thing, while he was playing catch. But this is man, the NL is so deep. I'm just looking at some of these records and some of these run differentials right now. There are only 6 teams in the National League of the 15. So 9 out of the 15 teams have a positive run differential. But then one of those teams with a negative is -3. That's Philly, and they're 13-11. They've been cold as of late, but they're still a good team. And then, Colorado, they're -52. But then, I know Pittsburgh's been off to a slow start, but I'm still scared of their pitching. I don't know what to make of Atlanta. It's been a weird start. They don't have Acuna right now. Now they're without Strider again. And the NL's deep. NL is really, really good. Brewers get the win 11-3. The manager, Pat Murphy, in a good mood after today's win. So let's go ahead and hear from Skipper.
Terang sticks out. Yelich sticks out. Those guys were amazing. Bowers getting to start once in a while and, got a ground ball infield hit and then hit a homer later in the game to keep adding on. A lot of good Durbin, a lot of good offensive performances today.
Correlation equal correlation with the showing up, I think?
I mean, the one thing that we were told, our high performance group told us, the one thing we were told is, this would be being the third long trip and second West Coast trip and losing the hours coming this way, or gaining the hour, however you want to term it, that this would be hardest on the guys' bodies, this trip. And it's 11-day trip, so we were mindful of that, and we're trying to schedule accordingly.
So there's more to it than just your gut.
Oh, for sure.
Marv, a lot of the at-bats in the sixth came with 2 strikes, too.
Exactly. Well, that's baseball. You have to be a 2-out, 2-strike hitter. You have to do things. The inning's not over with 2 outs, nobody on. The inning's not over with, the bat's not over with 2 strikes. You got to be. I think we scored the most runs in baseball last year with 2 outs. I don't know. Is that true? That seems, crazy. But again, I think you got to be willing to do that kind of stuff.
Did you preach patience to the lineup tonight against Hicks, knowing that he could throw a lot of pitches and get deep in the count, where then you guys can take advantage of that like you did?
I mean, the kid's a great athlete. He's got great stuff. We preach having good at-bats, and good at-bats means swinging at strikes and taking balls, and I think they did a good job of doing that.
Quintana is such a stabilizing force. It just seems like he's calm every single inning.
Right. He is. I mean, again, I feel like I know this kid really, really well, and he's only, how many starts has he made for us?
3.
Yeah. I feel like he's made 30 for us, because it's just like he gives you that understanding of, like, I know how to pitch, I know how to get out of this thing, I know how to navigate through a lineup. He does his research, he works with the catcher. He didn't have great stuff tonight by any means, but he did what he needed to do and made big pitches, big times. He's special guy.
Good terrain. Where did you see tonight? He hits kind of all the same to left.
Right. Yeah, I mean, he's emerging in the game. You guys are watching it. We talked about it in spring. Yeah, he's emerging in the game as to the next. Whatever he was last year, he's taken another step this year. So hopefully that continues. I think it will. And, he helps the team, gives us another huge bat.
Considered another encouraging thing from Piams. A couple of broken bats. What did you think of that?
Yeah, I think it's a tough time to pitch at the end there like that. Cold night. Pitched last night, so he was a little bit better.
A little bit better. Just stack up those performances. Just move forward and see what happens. It's always tough to pitch at the end of a blowout, too. So you can't take it for too much, but you just want to see the ball out of hand and see if you can gather data from that and figure things out. Let's preview a little bit of tomorrow and how excited I am to have 2 opening day starters go at it again. Freddie versus Logan. Tell you why this is important coming up next on 620 WTMJ.
Starlight Children's Foundation brightens the lives of sick kids like my son Finn, who was born with congenital heart disease. Learn more about Starlight by visiting starlight.org today.
Hey, this is Steve Scafidi for Advent. I had some snoring issues that kept my wife up at night. That led to poor sleep and a lot of tired mornings on the radio, and nobody wants that, trust me. But it's simply, my nose wasn't working the way it should. I decided to go to Advent for a quick 30-minute visit, one of their great facilities, talk to a bunch of their doctors. They really put me at ease. After a really simple sleep study at home, in my own bed, they determined the root cause of my problem had to do with my sinuses and nasal passages in my breathing triangle. I didn't even know I had a breathing triangle, so I went to see Advent. After a short procedure done in office, I'm back to breathing well, and my wife and I are both back to sleeping through the whole night. The best sleep we've ever had, that could be you. If you struggle with restless nights like I did, take the time to see how Advent can help. To find out how breathing well and sleeping well can make your life and your nights a whole lot better, go to AdventKnows.com, schedule an appointment today. Because Advent knows, when you breathe well, you live better.
When you want the best medical attention, you don't just go to anybody, you go to a specialist. The same should be true with your car or truck. I'm Jim Token, president of the Auto Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee. When your vehicle needs service, take it to a specialist, an Adam member new car dealer. Adam dealers use factory-warranted parts, the latest diagnostic equipment, and certified manufacturer technicians specially trained on the advanced technology on your vehicle. They have all the latest manufacturer service bulletins and will know if your issue is covered by an existing warranty or if there are any recalls. And despite what you might assume, their prices are as low or lower than independent shops, even on routine maintenance and tires. Now, knowing all that, why would you even consider going anywhere other than an Adam member dealer?
For great paying job opportunities, visit adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Game 3 of a 4-game series tomorrow from San Francisco. Same time, 8:45 Central. Coverage begins at 8:10 here on 620 WTMJ. And then on Thursday, it is a 2:45 first pitch Central Time. If that game and the network post game ends before 5:30, pretty much, maybe even after 5:30, but basically before 6, before our draft coverage, we might have a small bit of coverage on Thursday. We might not, depending on the length of that game, but you may or may not hear us, but you'll definitely hear us tomorrow night here on WTMJ, breaking down what's hopefully a great matchup. Freddie Peralta, Logan Webb, two different types of fastballs. Both of them are elite. Freddie, of course, with the four-seamer, it's got life, it's got carry, it jumps out of his hands. Logan Webb, the opposite. It's a great sinker. It has a ton of arm side movement. It gets a million ground balls. Both these guys get swings and misses. Both these guys make hitters feel uncomfortable. Both these guys are not afraid to command the strike zone. I'm very excited to see what these guys can do. They're off to great starts as well, if you ask me, if you look at some of the numbers and what they've been able to do this year. But for Logan Webb, the Brewers have seen him before in the past. This year he's 2-1, a 2.40 ERA on the season. Again, a Bay Area, Northern California guy, I should say. Sacramento, Rockland guy, a fourth-rounder back in 2014. But the Brewers have got to him, and I think of last year, Jackson Cherry hit a ball off of Logan Webb that still hasn't come down. I believe it was off Logan Webb, if I'm not mistaken. The ball that they made the little Jackson Churio logo on the Jumbotron when he broke a panel in that Jumbotron, that was off of Logan Webb. He can give up homers once in a blue moon when the sinker isn't sinking like it's supposed to. In 5 career starts against the Brewers, he's given up 4 homers. 2 of them came last year, though, here at American Family Field. He's seen them once each of the last 3 years and twice back in 2021. But overall in his career, he's 2-0, a 2.61 ERA. Last year was really the first time the Brewers got to Logan Webb. He's got 39 strikeouts in 31 career innings against the Brewers. The other thing tomorrow, you'll see Mike Yastrzemski back in the lineup. You'll see more of the lefties back in the lineup. Bob Melvin decided to pull his lefties today, given Jose Quintana was starting. And then the Brewers have Tobias Myers going on Thursday. Another righty. Excuse me, I'm fighting through it right now here. It's almost 1 a.m. trying to power through. Should have had another cup of coffee, but let's really get a sense of, okay, you're facing another elite pitcher, right? You faced Tarek Skubal on Monday, got beat. You faced Luis Severino on Saturday. You got beat. So can you handle another elite pitcher today, later today on this Wednesday the 23rd with Logan Webb? How can you do this? Could be a good break, because then you guarantee a split, and that's all we were asking for if you can win tomorrow with your ace on the mound in Freddie Peralta. And then it'll be Landon Roop against Tobias Myers on Thursday. Then it'll be on to St. Louis. Take our last break and take a quick look at some of the stats and numbers from tonight's game before we say good night right after this on 620 WTMJ.
Baseball is back, Brian Balaga here to bring you a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. A delicious and perfect pairing for a day at the ballpark. Stocked at American Family Field all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part, 0 bubbles. Ask for it at your local bar or liquor store. Surfside, an official partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Amish outdoor furniture with poly and wood available. And that poly is the richest of outdoor furniture. It's just about indestructible and will virtually last forever. At Erickson's, we have poly furniture in abundance, so you're guaranteed to see a great selection. The beauty of it is you can put it outside all year round and not worry about it, because the color runs all the way through, so it doesn't fade, and minor nicks and scratches won't hurt the look. Erickson's Landscape Supply. For an abundant selection of poly and wood Amish outdoor furniture, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. You'll be hard-pressed to find a better selection of metal yard art than we have here at Erickson's. Anything from natural and painted metal signs to painted roosters from 1 to 6 feet tall. Natural steel flying ducks and cattails. Cute little frogs, geckos, pigs, flamingos, and goats. And palm trees. The list is endless. And that's why you come here. Erickson's Landscape Supply, right on Spring Street in Union Grove, where you'll find a fantastic array of artisanal metal yard art. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Or better yet, drive on over and take a gander at the goods.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Last couple minutes of the program. Let's put it all on a bow here. A reminder, 3 starts, 3 wins for Quintana. The first to do that since CC Sabathia in a Brewers uniform back in 2008. Second best ERA in his first 3 starts as well at 0.96. Bryce Terang, second career 4-hit game, also second career 5 times on base game. Both of them were separate contests previously, both coming last year. The last time the Brewers had an 8-run inning was the 9th inning last August, game 2 of the doubleheader against the Reds. Granted, 6 of those 10 runs were off of Luke Maile. So the last time they scored 8 or more runs in an inning that were all off of traditional pitchers was the epic 12-run second inning against Miami back in 2023. That was a fun frame. I think Yelich hit 2 homers in that inning, if I'm not mistaken. Last Yelich Grand Slam was the 2022 season against the Pittsburgh Pirates, his 5th of his career. That is now tied for the second most in Brewers franchise history, 3 back of Ryan Braun. Also the first Grand Slam of the year for the Brewers. They had 10 a year ago, so maybe that'll open the floodgates for them. Again, same time, same place tomorrow for Brewers and Giants, 8:45. We're up late one more time. Then we get some normal game times the rest of the week. 2:45 on Thursday. 7:15, if I'm not mistaken, coming up on Friday. Pulling up my calendar. Yep, 7:15 on Friday, 1:15 on Saturday, and on Sunday this weekend in St. Louis. Off day Monday. Hallelujah. Then White Sox, 6:40, 6:40, 1:10 down on the south side. Back home next Friday, the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, against the Cubs. And those are still the night day for the weekend until school is out. So 7:10, 6:10, 1:10 next weekend against the Cubs. Get your tailgate ready. Hopefully it'll be warmer by then. Whew, okay. Been a long day of Milwaukee sports. We'll all wake up rational and not freak out about what's going on with the Bucks. Be happy about winning 11-3 and now level in the series with the Giants. This is just starting a 10-game road trip in which the Brewers, it's their only 3-city road trip of the year, but they've got a few more West Coast trips on the way. Like, they've still got to go to San Diego, they still got to go to Seattle, they still got to go to Los Angeles. So they still got those looming, but they've already got Arizona and Colorado knocked out, some of the harder places to pitch, but plenty of season to go. I mean, just by comparison, right? 1 year over the next. Last season, through 24 games, the Brewers had 31 homers and 32 stolen bases. Right now, through 24 games, they have 25 homers, so 6 fewer, but the same number of stolen bases, 34. I think that's kind of exactly what we all expected, right? Fewer homers, just as many stolen bases. By the way, 35 stolen bases, second most in baseball. Just warning you. It's how they're going to try to win games. Okay, let's all get some rest. Why are you still here? I'm just joking. I appreciate you guys making it all the way to the end. If you've been listening on the podcast forum, tell your friends. Brewers All Access wherever you get your podcasts. And then also keep an ear out for programming changes based on Bucks tip-off times here on WTMJ. Our producer has been Matt Yezel. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Keep on swinging.
Brewers baseball is here. Time to pick your Brewers games and